The thread of fate has spoken to us.
Another comes. A Jedi.
They ride the travelers.
Great mothers, I shall once again require the aid of your dark magic.
What's up, Knights of Vex? Today we have to talk about the current status of Galactic Legend Ahsoka Tano, and spoiler warning, it's really not good. She is not in a good place, even when paired with the second best conquest character in the game, Ezra Bridger Exile. It's actually really bad and embarrassing that Ahsoka, who's the most expensive Galactic Legend in terms of her requirements, her value, like, she requires so many Relic 9s, a bunch of new marquee characters. She's extremely steep to go for, and the investment right now with her current state in Grand Arena defense is just not worth it. It's actually insanity. Now, what we have to talk about today, or we're going to head into game, is the problems with the Galactic Legend Ahsoka Tano. And that is her defensive viability. It's not there in terms of Grand Arena specifically. In Territory War, with the Omicrons turned on, she is still a very difficult team to beat. But in Grand Arena, she is strictly GAC dependent on Ezra Exile. And it doesn't really make that big of a difference because it requires him to really take turns to come into effect. And the counter we're going to talk about today involves them not even getting to their turns, honestly. They get absolutely nuked before they make a move. So, that team, and if you guys have been watching me for Grand Arena this season, is none other than the insane Great Mother team. And guys, Great Mothers are one of my favorite teams in Grand Arena offense right now, specifically for this reason. They are literally soloing, like one-shotting Galactic Legend Ahsoka Tano with or without Ezra Bridger. They could take out the Watt variant, they could take out the Nest variant, the Malik variant. They are insane. And today, I want to talk about the specific modding and strategy that goes into the counter that you're really gonna need to fulfill this counter. Now, in this current state, I think Great Mothers are the best non-Galactic Legend, non-epic confrontation, non-legendary team in the game by far. Their value is incredible. They are by far the best non-legendary Galactic Legend team in the game. Zori Resistance might be close in the second or third spot, but they're crazy. They are absolutely crazy good. But today we're going to talk about the modding and the requirements to pull this off. So we're going to start with Great Mothers, guys. And Great Mothers need to be lightning fast. I'm going to put up the sheet right now of exactly the recommendations that I'm going for, or what I am running. Great Mothers need a speed set with health as a secondary. That's not essential as a second set. But the most important thing by far is the speed. And what I want to talk about is why I chose 340 speed. The main thing about this counter is you need Great Mothers and Morgan to outspeed the enemy Ezra. So that means if there's a Ezra at 370 speed, and that's still very hard to achieve, you need to have a 341 or a 342 Great Mothers to outspeed him. If you guys don't know the Great Mother's leadership, she grants 30% or 30 speed to all Nightsister allies. So if you have her at 340, she's really at 370. So right now, I have my Great Mothers at 344. So the fastest Ezra I could take out is a 373. So that's what that means. But for her, you pretty much need her the fastest on the team, and she needs to go first, and I'm recommending over 340 speed as an essential. Next up, we got to talk about Morgan Elsbeth, and Morgan Elsbeth is the same situation. You are going to want pretty much a speed set with whatever secondary set you want to go for. The most important thing is that she needs to be fast and goes second. For this turn order to go proper, she needs to go second, and I'm recommending for her mods protection if you can afford it. She's a tank, you want her to be a little bit durable, but in all honesty, she's not going to get hit that often besides from basics from Ahsoka, because the enemy team will really not be taking a turn. Her Omicron is very, very helpful for the counter. It's not essential, but I highly recommend it just to ensure you really go out there and get your turn meter going, and the frenzy it's insane. And it also helps out if your other sides aren't nearly as fast. So that is really important for this counter. Great Mothers first, Morgan Elsbeth second. They need to be lightning fast, faster than Ezra. which goes to the next important modding for the third character. And this one is also extremely essential. It is Nightsister Spirit. And this one's really crazy and bizarre, but trust me, you're going to need it. It's an offense set, and I have health secondaries as a second set. The arrow is probably one of the most important things for the counter in case you're going against a higher Relic Ezra. He has built-in evasion in his mastery, so hitting him is extremely difficult. So I am recommending on the arrow, accuracy with speed secondaries on that arrow. You want her to be somewhat fast, but also you want her to be able to land those hits on him. Most importantly, the stun, because then if he's stunned, your other Nightsisters can hit him. For the triangle, you want critical damage. She's a damage dealer that hits extremely hard. Crit damage is the way to go. On the cross, absolutely offense and ramp up that damage for her. Ensure that you're killing those sides. The speed I'm recommending for her is over 270 with that accuracy arrow. So it might be a little bit hard to achieve, but still very good to have. The turn order for these next sides don't really matter. It's really 3 through 5 in my opinion. The most important are the first two, but Nightsister Spirit is essential for the 5v5 counter as well for the 3v3. Those are the most important mod sets for the Nightsister team. But we're still going to talk about the other two Nightsisters, and that is going to be Night Trooper. And Night Trooper, I am recommending a offense set with health secondaries as well. And as you can see here, I don't even have full 6-stat mods in this character. I literally can get this done without it. I'm recommending a speed arrow with a critical damage triangle and an offense cross for some extra damage. Being able to hit them hard will help get rid of those sides, and also very helpful for getting down Ezra because he is a tanky mofo. Same speed thing at over 270 I'm recommending. Turn order 3 through 5 between Spirit, Night Trooper, and Death Trooper Peridea. That is the most important for this, is that you just want them to deal damage. Don't have to be lightning fast. And for the fifth, last but not least, we got to talk about Death Trooper Peridea. Same exact thing. Offense set with health secondaries. Pretty much the same exact modding as Night Trooper. And same speed. Over 270. Turn order 3 through 5. I'm going to show you the gameplay and stuff like that. Before I show you the gameplay, I want to go into a couple of tips going into these battles and why we have it modded this way. So I'm going to show a quick graphic with that. And the first tip that I'm recommending is, like I said earlier, Great Mother and Morgan need to outspeed their Ezra. So that means if you are scouting your opponent and you see that their Ezra is at 360 speed and your Great Mothers are at 335, that means they're going to be 365. You're able to outspeed their Ezra. It's going to work. If their Ezra is at 340 speed or at 370 speed and your Great Mothers are at 338, you're not going to be able to make it work. You're going to get to 368, and that's slower than their Ezra. So you really need to scout your opponent and see how fast their Ezra is to get this to work. It's really important. The second most important thing, like I said, accuracy on Spirit. The higher relics on Ezra, the harder he is to hit, and I have lost because I was unable to hit him. I kept getting dodged and dodged and dodged, so that's why I'm recommending that accuracy on Spirit. Really nice. Third tip, save the stun from Spirit on Ezra. If you can land that stun on him, you're either going to one-shot him right off the bat with that massive hit, or you're going to stun lock him and get him able to be hit by your other Nightsister allies, so the evasion is null and void. So that's really important. The fourth thing I want to bring up is the 25% turn meter cron. Now, we just dismantled that set where there are 25% turn meter involved, so it's gone, but there are still two options available for the upcoming season that will stop this counter, and that is the Hera Focus Data Cron. It still has a 25% turn meter, so if you know your opponent's going to run this and they have a 25% turn meter cron, be careful because it can stop this. Too much turn meter means Ezra's going to outspeed your Nightsisters, and it's going to be very difficult to pull off. The fifth thing I want to talk about is the Morgan Omicron, and I kind of mentioned it earlier with the modding. The Omicron is extremely helpful because it grants Frenzy to your Nightsister allies, applies buff immunity, and really helps you get some turn meter, which gets you to outspeed the sides, really make the battle a lot easier. So if you have the bandwidth and you want to try this out, I highly recommend the Omicron on Morgan. It is really good. But that is going to wrap up the modding and the tips I have for the battle. We're now going to get into some gameplay, and I want to talk about 5v5 first, because we just ended a 5v5 season, and then we're going to eventually get to 3v3 counters, but you don't want to miss it, so let's go check it out. So first we're going to talk about 5v5, and I'm going to show you some previous gameplay of my Grand Arena seasons this season. We're going to start with a Relic 7 Ezra. That was the first one that I faced. I'm going to have a video on screen here. As you're going to see, this is a tank revive Datacron, so you're going to get through a very tanky Ahsoka Tano twice. This particularly had 60% health and armor pen and protection. So I'm going to play this video out. I want to show you exactly what I was using in the team comp. It's pretty much exactly what I was showing you before. My Datacron was a dark side buff on a basic with armor pen, a ton of it, health and tenacity. On the new set, we still have armor pen. You can use a dark side buff on a special or something like that. So we're going to talk about the opening play. It's always going to be the same opening play every battle. There, you're going to want to put the Doomed onto General Syndulla. And the reason you want to go for General Syndulla first is she's extremely fast, and the fracture will mess you up completely. You don't want your team getting fractured. She needs to go down first. So you put the Doom onto General Syndulla. Next biggest thing. The Blessed needs to go on Spirit. If you don't put the Blessed on Spirit, you're going to lose. She's your damage dealer. You're going to need her to wipe out the sides, and she does a ton of damage, and the Blessed only amplifies her stats and all of that. So there, that's extremely important. Now, I want you to keep an eye on the turn orders on the right. So with the modding guide that I have, specifically, Great Mothers are always going to go first. That is extremely important, and Morgan is second, and we're outspeeding Ezra. That's the most important part. With the Omicron applied, it only helps you out with getting more turn meter and more frenzy and all of that. So here, you're going to be targeting General Syndulla. You're going to do her second special, which removes buffs and calls Spirit to assist. Now, this happens every now and then. Your turn order is Morgan second. There are some times where Spirit goes second. I still don't know why she goes second. If that's the case, just do a basic on General Syndulla. You don't want to use the first special. It's not needed. You'll still get her down. But if Morgan goes second, which she's supposed to, you want to do the Mass Swarm on the target with Doom, or whoever you can. So here, I go for General Syndulla. I want to ensure I get her down. Boom. Now, as you can see here, Ahsoka Tano got hit with a buff immunity, and everyone is blinded. That is extremely helpful. That means if Ezra takes a turn, he's going to miss. General Syndulla with buff immunity, or Ahsoka with buff immunity, means she can't taunt. Very important. Very nice. That's the Omicron. If you don't have the Omicron, it's still possible. You're just not going to get the buff immunity, or whatever the stats are, the frenzy. Now, second most important target, Huoyang. Great Mothers gets a bonus turn. She applies ability block. Very nice. Not very needed. You want to doom Huoyang second. The reason why you want to doom Huoyang second is because he will grant Ahsoka ultimate charge ASAP Rocky. You don't want that to happen. He's target number 2. Every single battle. There, my Death Trooper Peridea is up. I go for a middle special. I don't want to do an AoE. I probably could have, but I did the middle special because that gets an assist from Spirit. Now, where Spirit goes, we get a basic. Boom, Huoyang is gone. Now, normally there's Sabine in the 4th slot. This works out the exact same way. It doesn't matter who is there. I go for Ezra 4th to last because he's the most annoying. You want to get rid of the other sides first. So I go ahead and put the Doom on Ahsoka Tano. I think I go for a turn meter removal here. Night Trooper's second special removes 100% turn meter. You want to try to see if you can get that luck with Ezra and land that big hit and remove turn meter. Very helpful. Not that it would have mattered this battle, but it's still very nice to have. So there, I just go for a basic here because she goes down. Now you doom Ezra the second to last. So he's the 4th target you go for. Then you go for Ezra. There, you just go for a basic here. You know, hitting him is tough because of the relics. This one's at relic 7, so the evasion is not as high. But this is why it's important to mod Spirit for accuracy as well as saving your stun special. As you're going to see here, Spirit has it up. We have dark side buff on a basic. Boom. We one-shot the Ezra. Now, if we don't one-shot him, he's stunned, and our other Nightsisters can go take turns and eventually get him down. And from here on out, this battle is an absolute breeze. I will put this on 2x speed just to show you how simple this is. I mean, look at that. Tank revive. Go through her again. As long as you have a high armor pen cron, this shouldn't be that hard. Really not difficult at all. You have decent mods in these guys. Boom. It's a full banner win in Grand Arena. You can't set her on defense, guys. You just can't. That is the first battle against the Relic 7. I'm now going to show you a quick battle against the Relic 9 Ezra. The second one is a Relic 9. They got the light side max health protection 3 with a ton of armor pen and 45% health. Very good stats. I'm running the same exact Datacron. I got the dark side buffs on the basic, the 266% armor pen. Very helpful to get them down. So it's the same exact turn order. Put the Doomed on Hera. Put the Blessed on Spirit. Go for basic. Now here you see Spirit go second. Sometimes that happens. It's the same exact modding. You go for the big hit with the basic. Go for Hoyang. Get the Mass Swarm. Boom, gone. Go for Sabine third. Get the big hit. Go for the Terminator removal. I get it. Get the basic. Boom. Go here. Another basic. Basic there. Spirit goes. Gets the stun. I don't kill him. Higher relics. Higher health. Not a big deal. I still go for those big hits. I end up getting a stun, which is great. And look at that. I go for the buff removal, and then basic, he's gone. It's that simple, guys. It's that simple. And the rest is cake. Put it on full auto. It's not hard. And the reason why he survived that hit is because of the light side max out the protection. Bulky stats. That's a full banner win against a GAC, active Omicron Ezra Bridger at Relic 9. It's a game changer. It's an absolute game changer, and it takes her off in defense, especially in 5v5. Now that we have a 3v3 season coming up, I want to show you gameplay for 3v3, and you're going to be surprised as to how it looks like at Squad Arena. It's only going to get easier with the Morgan Elsbeth Omicron, so let's go check that out. So for 3v3, I decided to, huge shout out to, by the way, to my Squad Arena shardmate, Banja. Huge supporter of the channel, helps me with a bunch of Squad Arena testing. So again, huge shout out to Banja for doing this testing with me. I asked him to put his Relic 9 Ezra on defense with Hoyang, because Hoyang is typically more annoying because of the quick ultimate for Ahsoka. So that's what they landed on. I believe it's a tank revive level 3 for Ahsoka. So very annoying. If it's not a tank revive, it's the light side max health protection. But it's the same exact comp. I'm running one of the newer crons. It's a... I'll show you right here. I'm running a dark side buff on a special like I was showing you earlier. Ton of critical damage and armor penetration. Those are the most important for you because you want Spirit to hit hard. But here, I just want to show you how it works in 3v3. It's crazy. There, target number 1 is going to be Hoyang. You put the Blessed onto Spirit. See how we're outspeeding them? Same exact thing. Go for the basic. Morgan went second. That's how it normally should be. Now, he dodged because of the evasion up on the dark side buffs and a special. Even if he does get the hit, you should still be fine. And we would get Frenzy there, so we're more than likely going to outspeed him anyway. If you have the Omicron, you're going to be gaining turn meter. So, really keep that in mind. The Omicron is going to be more helpful in 3v3. There, our Spirit takes a turn. Boom. He is gone. He's gone. It's insane. Now I just throw it on full auto. Like, I don't know what to say. I really don't know what to say. This is just an absolute joke. I was able to get this to work against Ahsoka's with Wat Tambor, Ahsoka's with Nest, Ahsoka's with Malik. This all works the same. You're not going to find a stronger Ahsoka comp than without Ezra. So, again, that would be a full banner win in 3v3. I'm now going to show you one more battle where they take a bunch of turns and it can get a little dicey and it still works out. So let me show you that really quick. So this is going to be the second battle where things get a little bit more dicey. Same exact team, but I just want to show you how it works when it gets a little bit more crazy. They had a light side max health protection. It wasn't a tank revive, so they're a little bit more tanky. Even if they had the tank revive, not hard. Very easy. So here, same thing. Great Mother's gonna go for Hoyang, get the basics. So you see how Spirit goes second there? It's very different. Now there, Hoyang, Ezra is able to take a turn onto our Great Mothers, and now he's starting to do his thing. We have Exile on us, but we're still okay. Like, that's a huge hit. So I just want to show you when it gets a little bit dicey, even without the Omicrons, it's still possible. See how he dodged there? Even with this accuracy, it gets a little bit tricky. But boom, we eventually get him down because we're lowering his max health. And from here, I end up throwing on a full auto again. So that's just an example. When things don't go your way, it's still possible to pull it off. And there's no question about it, guys. This is very disappointing for anyone that invested heavily into Ahsoka and Ezra Bridger, because this is a little too easy if you have everything modded correctly. You cannot put Ahsoka on defense, in my opinion. She's going to be an offensive Galactic Legend. And you're going to have to put Ezra with Rey, So it looks like Rey actually got the second lifter unit, not Ahsoka. So guys, please let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. I am really curious to what the community thinks. Do you think CG is going to act on this? Are they going to try to buff Ahsoka? Are they going to nerf Great Mothers? Leave all your comments in the comment section down below, and let me know if you're going to try this out. Really curious. So I hope this helped you guys. I hope this is a fun counter that you guys can use going forward. I'm definitely going to be using this going forward no matter what. I think it's a breeze. It's fun. And I can't wait to try it out in 3v3 and more 5v5 Grand Arena. So guys, like I said, leave a like in the video. Comment all your thoughts down below. And I'll see you guys in the next video. May the Force be with you all.